Hey guys, Luckfuck here and welcome to another FIFA 20 player review, and in this video guys we're reviewing the 85 rated second inform Raul Jimenez of Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is a really good looking card and was able to pick him up for 30,000 coins, and in the 3 games that I played with he scored me 5 goals and got me 0 assists, and has also got a 4-star weak foot as well as 3-star skill moves. Moving along into his in-game stats, his main stats will be his 90 positioning, his 87 finishing, as well as his 98 penalties, and also finally his 87 shot power. And I did also have the Deadeye chemistry style applied to this Raul Jimenez card, and I think this is a decent card. You know, I did review his 83 inform, or maybe his road to the final card or something, which is all now also at an 85 rated after Wolves were able to qualify for the last 32, and of course is still an upgradable card, so maybe you guys already have the 85 Jimenez, but this inform card I think overall actually has slightly better stats than the road to the final card currently, and I thought he played pretty well. I mean, 5 goals in the 3 games is a good return. He scored in every single game that that he did play for me. He didn't get me any assists, but I was mainly just focused on him getting goals, which he did definitely really well in. And he's got some amazing stats. He's got like 90 positioning, which goes up to 99. His finishing goes to 99. His shot power goes into the mid 90s. His penalties as well go to 99, which is pretty cool with the Deadeye Chem style. However, I mean, his dribbling stats are very average. In particular, his agility and balance are not good whatsoever. His physicality is pretty decent. His pace is a bit average, I'd say, for this stage of FIFA, especially when you're from the Premier League and there's so many other really good available pacey strikers from the Premier League. But obviously, he does have the physicality, which some pacey players don't have. But for me, his first pro will be his finishing. I thought it was really good. Obviously, 5 goals in 3 games, scoring in every single game for me shows consistency, in my opinion. As I mentioned, his finishing goes up to 99, which is amazing for an 85 rated card that costs like barely 80. That barely costs 30,000 coins. And with a certain chem style, you can take him to 99 finishing. That seemed pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, he was great. You know, left foot, right foot, he can finish on. I think he did score goals on both his left or right foot. I'm pretty certain. I can't exactly remember, but I think he did. You know, some people may say that, well, okay, one of his goals, I'll be honest, was like an open net finish, but still, he had to kick it into the back of the net, and he was able to do so. But no, obviously, you know, it is a good return, and I was, for the most part, very happy with his finishing stats. His second pro will also be his physicality, 83 strength and 86 aggression. I think he's over 6 foot in height. He is at 6'2", which is obviously very good. So he's very much a kind of target man type of striker, which works well in the 4-3-3 formation, having 2 wings to kind of put balls into him, and obviously having a cam just behind him in the case of obviously Dele Alli on this occasion to be able to make passes to him as well. And he can hold up the play very well. Yes, you know, he does maybe not have quite the best dribbling and pace stats, but he can use his strength to stop like opposition players from getting the ball off him and stuff like that. So I was very happy with the most part as well for his physicality. In terms of any major issues to him, I wouldn't say there was anything that was really bad. You know, I didn't think his pace was that bad. I thought his passing was fine. You know, he linked up, he made short, simple passes to link up with the players, and arguably was unlucky not to even get an assist as well in the 3 games. But I'd say if there was any kind of major issue to this card, it would be his dribbling. I didn't think his dribbling was overall that bad. Does he feel sluggish? He does a little bit, yes, but I think if you're buying this card, you have to kind of go into that expecting like he's going to feel like that, because if you look at this card, you look at his agility and balance, you should just go into the mindset that you know he's going to feel sluggish. Like, there's no player with that kind of agility and balance that's going to feel really good on the ball. But obviously, having said that, he can counter his not so good dribbling by having amazing physicality, so he might not be able to dribble past players, but he can use his strength to essentially barge his way past players, or to make passes off and regain the ball back when other players pass back to him and stuff like that. So and also, I didn't think his dribbling was the worst in the world. I mean, yes, he does feel a little bit sluggish and a little bit clunky, but he doesn't feel that bad. Like, you know, he does have like decent dribbling stats. In summary, he's got 83 in-game dribbling, 84 reactions, 84 composure, but his dribbling is very average, though, that's what I will say. But obviously, for 30,000 coins, you can't expect like the best striker in the game for that price. But on the whole, I think he's a very good card. I think obviously it will probably be better going with the 85 rated card from the Europa League, which I think is slightly more expensive. And whilst in a few areas of in-game stats it isn't quite as good as this current inform, the chances are, I can't remember who Wolves have got in their last 32. I want to say it's a team from Portugal. But I might be completely wrong in that. But they're a very good team. They're doing very well in the Premier League. I think they will go far in this competition, especially with players like Raul Jimenez, who's such an instrumental player for them, a very good striker for them IRL. And obviously, if they were to kind of go through from the last 32 to the last 16, he would go go up to an 86 rated. Obviously, if they go further, obviously, higher rated cards for Jimenez. So in my opinion, I think it's a decent card. If you go in your FUT Champs rewards, it's obviously a decent card to get. But if I was to recommend either this 85 or his Road to the Final card, I would recommend his Road to the Final card, just because obviously it has the chance for future upgrades, kind of more long term, and the chances are he will become a better card over time compared to this current inform. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.